Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, this is our homework section's free subscription contest. Follow the procedure and win full 1 year AffairsCloud current affairs subscription. Also students, this is our homework section's free subscription contest. Follow the procedure and win full 1 year AffairsCloud current affairs subscription. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the third week of the June month. The session will be quite interesting and important, so stay tuned till the end. First question is, which ministry has recently launched the environmental flows, that is e-flows monitoring system to monitor the cleaning process of the river Ganga? It is Ministry of Jal Shakti, right? This is the ministry. They have launched this e-flows monitoring system that will be monitoring and helping in the cleaning of the river Ganga. Take a note of this. Apart from this, if we talk about Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, they have launched CDP Suraksha. And this CDP Suraksha is basically to disperse the subsidies to the horticulture farmers under the CDP, that is your Cluster Development Program. Next, as per the Global Peace Index released by Institute for Economies and Peace, India is ranked dash. So India, the rank of India in this Global Peace Index is 116 out of 163 countries. So right option is option 3. And this list is secure or topped by which country? It is topped by Iceland, and it is since 2008 that Iceland is securing the first position. Then on second is Ireland in terms of Global Peace Index. Then if we are talking about military strength ranking, India is on the 4th position in terms of military strength ranking. On top is USA, followed by Russia, then China, and India on the 4th position. Next, which organization has recently released the report titled 2023 Antibacterial Agents in Clinical and Preclinical Developments, an Overview and Analysis? So it is released by World Health Organization WHO. This report evaluates the pipeline of antibacterial agents that includes your antibiotics, clinical procedures and other developments across the world. Then if we talk about Pan American Health Organization, right, WHO has granted certification to 3 countries, that is America, Belize and Jamaica, and it is for eliminating the HIV and syphilis from them. Next, with which country Drug Green Power Corporation, Adani Group, has recently signed MOU to set up a 570 megawatt green hydroelectric plant? It is with Bhutan. So Drug Green Power Corporation, which country's Drug Green Power Corporation? So this is of Bhutan, and they along with Adani Group, they have signed an MOU for setting up of a 570 megawatt of green hydroelectric plant, right? And this step will basically help towards sustainable energy development in Bhutan. Then if we talk about Nepal, they have, if you remember, they released a 100 rupees note that was having a disputed territories of Lipulekh, Limpiadhra and Kalapani, that is in Uttarakhand, correct? And it was a 100 rupees note that had that image. Next, Which bank has recently signed an MOU with the Ministry of External Affairs to enhance digital payment services for users of the e-migrate portal? It is State Bank of India. SBI has recently signed an MOU with Ministry of External Affairs to enhance the digital payment services for the users of this e-migrate portal. And this MOU will come into effect after the successful integration of SBI ePay, the payment gateway of SBI, with the e-migrate portal. And this e-migrate portal, when was this launched? It was launched in 2014. Next, the Executive Board of Sahitya Academy has announced a list of 24 recipients of the Bal Sahitya Puruskar and 23 winners of the Yuva Puruskar for the year 2024. The winners of Bal Sahitya Puruskar and Yuva Puruskar will receive the cash reward of how much amount? So they will be receiving a cash reward of 50,000 rupees. Next, name the renowned filmmaker who has been honored with the V. Shantaram Lifetime Achievement Award at the 18th Mumbai International Film Festival. So, Subbiah Nalamuthu. Correct. He's a very famous filmmaker who has been honored with this V. Shantaram Lifetime Achievement Award, and this was during the 18th Mumbai International Film Festival. Here, the award cash prize was of 10 lakh rupees, a trophy, and a citation. Then apart from this, if we talk about David Dhawan, during the 69th Hyundai Filmfare Award, here Indian director and editor David Dhawan was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award for his contribution to the Indian cinema. Next is former governor of Dash Murlidhar Chandrakant Bhandareji passed away at the age of 95. So Murlidhar Chandrakant Bhandareji, who passed away at the age of 95, he was the former governor of the Odisha state. Right, he was elected to Rajya Sabha as an MP for 3 terms. Then he served as the governor of Odisha from 2007 to 2013. Next, name the author of the book titled A Fly on the RBI Wall, An Insider's View of the Central Bank. This book was authored by Alpana Kilawala. Right, Alpana Kilawala, a former spokesperson for RBI, has authored a memoir that was titled A Fly on the RBI Wall, An Insider's View of the Central Bank. And this book is basically a glimpse of her journey and RBI's transformation over the last 25 years. This book is published by Rupa Publications, India. Then if we talk about Lakshmi Murdeshwar Puri, here remember Lakshmi Murdeshwar Puri, she is the former Assistant General of the UN and a wife of Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, and she has also penned down her novel that is Swallowing the Sun. Next is UN's International Day of Family Remittance is annually observed across the globe on 16th of June, and this is to basically recognize the contribution of the migrant workers who send money to their family members in low and middle income countries. Then on 20th of March, we observe this day as United Nations International Day of Happiness. Then 11th of April observed as World Parkinson's Day. Then next is 5th of May. This day is observed as World Laughter Day. World Laughter Day. Next, who has been recently elected as the chairman of the Global Wind Energy Council, India? So Girish Tanti has been elected as the chairman of the Global Wind Energy Council, India. Also remember, if we are talking about India, India is the world's 4th largest wind market. India is the world's 4th largest wind market, and here we are generating a total of 46 gigawatts of wind energy. Nowadays, friends, we are seeing that wind energy has come out to be one of the cheapest source of renewable source of energy. Next, name the sports personality who has recently announced his retirement from international cricket after his team's 41-run defeat against England in 2024 T20 World Cup. So, David Weiss, right? He is the cricketer who has announced his retirement from the international cricket. Correct? And he is from which country? He is from Namibia. Next, which company has recently received a request for proposal from the Ministry of Defence for 156 Prachand light combat helicopters worth 45,000 crore rupees? It is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL. correct? It is Bengaluru, Karnataka based Hall company. They have received the request for proposal from Ministry of Defence for the procurement of 156 light combat helicopters. And what are the name of these helicopters? Prachand. And the budget for this is 45,000 crore rupees. Then out of these 156 light combat helicopters, 90 will be delivered to Indian Army and 66 will be delivered to Indian Air Force. Right? Next is the government of India has extended digital health incentive scheme by a year up to which date? So this digital health incentive scheme has been extended to 30th of June 2025 by 1 year. Right? And this is basically to integrate the health records of the patients with the ABHA ID. What is ABHA? ABHA is your Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Account ID. And this scheme was to end on 30th of June 2024 but has been extended now by 1 year. Another thing, remember, for all the digital health records that will be integrated with ABHA ID, the hospitals will be receiving a share of 20 rupees per person, or we can say per patient whose digital health record will be merged with ABHA ID. Next, which financial institution or bank has recently agreed to contribute $105 million towards the development of 550 megawatt peak solar power project being developed by the Brookfield Asset Management in Bikaner, Rajasthan? It is IFC, International Finance Corporation, right? They have contributed $105 million here, and it is for the development of 550 megawatt solar power project that is in Bikaner, Rajasthan. Next, remember, if we are talking about JICA, that is Japan International Corporation Agency, they have signed a loan agreement with the government of India to provide a loan of 232 billion Japanese yen. Next, which cooperative bank's license has recently been cancelled by the Reserve Bank of India due to lack of adequate capital and earning prospectus? It is Purvanchal Cooperative Bank, right? The RBI, they have cancelled the license of Purvanchal Cooperative Bank that is in Ghazipur, Uttar Pradesh due to the lack of adequate capital and earning prospectus. And on liquidation, we know that all the account holders who have deposited their money in this bank, they will be getting a maximum return or maximum money back of up to 5 lakh rupees, because it is the amount that has been insured by DICGC. Correct? Maximum of 5 lakh rupees. Next is Fitch Ratings. In its Global Economic Outlook for June 24 report has projected that India's GDP growth rate will be 7.2% for FY25. Right? Apart from this, SBI, they have projected in their ERD report, that is Economic Research Development Report, and projected that India will be growing by 8% in SBI's ERD report. Then if we talk about Goldman Sachs, they projected India to grow by 6.7% in FY24. Next, name the Indian who has been named as the land hero by United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification on the occasion of the World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought on 17th of June. So Sidesh Sakore, right? He has been named as the land hero by United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. Correct? And apart from this, remember, the theme for the World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought observed on 17th of June being United for Land, Our Legacy, Our Future. Next is name the personality who has been recently appointed as the Global Goodwill Ambassador for United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. So Theo James, he has been recently named as or appointed as the Global Goodwill Ambassador of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Right? And these goodwill ambassadors, they are prominent public figures, and they help in enhancing the organization's visibility through their influence and dedication and hard work. Then if we are talking about Usain Bolt and Chris Gales, they both along with Yuvraj Singh has been named as the ambassador of the 9th edition of ICC Men's T20 World Cup. And where is this being held? It is held in West Indies and USA. These are the two host countries for the 9th edition of ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Then apart from this, if we talk about Narendra Kumar Yadav, he is an IRS officer of 2009 batch, and he has been appointed as the first civil servant to be appointed as the brand ambassador for the Fit India movement. Fit India movement. MOVEMENT. Next, name the player who has finished as runner-up in the men's singles at the internationally de tennis, that is your ATP Challenger 125 Perugia held in Italy. So who is the player who finished as the runner-up in the men's single title here? Sumit Nagal. So runner-up is the second position, correct? And this is during the ATP Challenger 125 Perugia, that was a part of ATP Challenger Tour of 2024. Location is important. Where was this held? It was held in Italy. And who won the men's single title? It was won by Luciano Darderi. Luciano Darderi secured the top position here. Then if we talk about Jannik Sinner, remember Italian tennis player Jannik Sinner has won the men's single title of the ATP Miami Open. Next, name the port that has recently emerged as the leading port in dealing in marine product shipments in India by handling 314,000 tons in FY24. So what is that port? It is Visakhapatnam Port Authority, right? It is in Andhra Pradesh, and it has been the leading port in the shipment in India by handling 314,199 tons in FY24. Right? Then what was on the second port? Which is the second port? That is on the second position was Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority, and this was on the second position with handling of almost 240,000 tons of products, and on third was Cochin Port Authority. Next, who has been recently appointed as the non-executive independent director of Paytm? So Rajiv Krishna Murlilal Agarwal. I repeat, Rajiv Krishna Murlilal Agarwal. He has been appointed as the non-executive independent director of Paytm. He was a former Indian Revenue Service officer and a SEBI whole-time member, and he will be replacing Neeraj Arora. Next, which of the following terms were defined by the newly introduced offshore areas rules of 2024 by the government of India? So among all of these different stages of exploration, feasibility studies, economic viability assessments, and classification of mineral resources, these are the new terms or new rules that were introduced in the offshore areas rules of 2024, that is for the existence of mineral resources by the government of India. Next, which country has recently signed an extension of the existing MOU with the government of India on refurbishing personal administration and governance reforms for another 5 years with effect from 8th of July 2024? It is Republic of Gambia. Right? DARPG, that is Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, that comes under the Ministry of Personal and Public Grievances and Pension. They have recently extended the MOU with the government of India, correct, along with the Republic of Gambia. So from India it is DARPG, right? It is from India, and Republic of Gambia, correct, and from Republic of Gambia it is the Public Service Commission Office. They have recently extended this MOU for another 5 years. Next is, if we are talking about Singapore, remember India and Singapore, they have signed an MOU to enhance the cooperation in the legal and dispute resolution services. Next is, which organization has recently published the 2024 yearbook stating that India's nuclear weaponry has grown from 164 warheads in January 2023 to 172 warheads in January 2024. It is SIPRI, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. They have released the 2024 yearbook that stated that India's nuclear weaponry has grown from 164 warheads in January 2023 to 172 warheads. Apart from this, remember USA and Russia together, they both hold more than 90% of the world's total nuclear warheads. Then if we talk about Mercom India, remember according to the Mercom India title, State of the Solar Photovoltaic Manufacturing in India, the solar photovoltaic manufacturing in India is growing. Then if we talk about World Bank, If we talk about Worldline, right? This, remember, they have released a report that talks about the UPI payments and transactions, and it is stating that the UPI transaction in India is growing by 56% in the as compared to that of the 2022. In 2023, we saw a 56% increase in the UPI transactions. Next is UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network, that is SDSN. They have recently released the 9th edition of the Sustainable Development Report, and according to the report, Dash country has achieved the highest ranking in the 2024 Sustainable Development Goal Index. It is Finland that has secured the top position in the Sustainable Development Goals Index. This was the 9th edition of the Sustainable Development Report released by UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network, and here the sustainable development goals that are talked about is reduction of hunger, eradication of poverty, environment protections, and so on. And it is Finland that secured the top position, followed by Sweden on second position, Denmark on third position. Correct? Moving on. Next, okay, one more thing. Question can be asked is, what is the rank of here of our India? So India stood at 109th position in this index. Next, according to Kroll's Celebrity Brand Valuation Report, who has been recognized as India's most valued celebrity with a brand value of $227.9 million. So Virat Kohli, very famous cricketer, right? He has been he has reclaimed the top spot as India's most valued celebrity, and his brand valuation is $227.9 billion. Then actor Ranveer Singh was on the second position with $203.1 million, followed by Shah Rukh Khan on third position and Akshay Kumar on fourth position. And remember, this was the 9th edition of the Kroll's Celebrity Valuation or Celebrity Brand Valuation Report Index. Next, in June, RBI was honored with the Dash Award at the Central Banking Awards given by the London-based financial publisher Central Banking Publication. So, Risk Manager of the Year Award. RBI was honored with this Risk Manager of the Year Award, and it was at the Central Banking Awards given by the London-based financial publisher Central Banking Publication. Correct? Apart from this, if I ask you which is the Central Bank of the Year, it is Central Bank of Brazil. This is the Central Bank of the Year. Who is the Governor of the Year? Andrei Sheni is the Governor of the Year, and he is the Governor of the Bank of Ukraine. These two terms are really important, these two current affairs, so do take a note of this. Then if we talk about CIDC Vishwakarma Award, remember SJVN Limited was honored with this CIDC Vishwakarma Award, SJVN. And who was honored with the Whiteley Gold Award? So Whiteley Gold Award was honored to a wildlife biologist who is from Assam, that is Dr. Purnima Devi Burman. She was honored with this Whiteley Gold Award. Next, who has recently become the first Indian to be honored with the Nelson Mandela Lifetime Achievement Award of the South Africa for the contribution to children's cinema? So Vinod Gantara, right, has become the first Indian to be honored with the Nelson Mandela Lifetime Achievement Award of South Africa for the contribution to children's cinema. And he was conferred with the award at the 7th Nelson Mandela Children's Film Festival that was held in Johannesburg, South Africa. And remember, Nelson Mandela International Day every year is observed on 18th of July. And remember, who was Nelson Mandela? He was a very famous individual, correct? He worked towards the apartheid system. Next is who has been recently appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Dhanlaxmi Bank Limited. So Ajit Kumar KK has been appointed as the MD and CEO of Dhanlaxmi Bank Limited. He will succeed whom? He will be succeeding JK Shivan. Next, remember Nidhu Saxena. If we talk about her, Nidhu Saxena was appointed as the MD and CEO of the Bank of Maharashtra for the next 3 years. Next, who has recently become the official sponsor of the Team India at the Paris Olympics 2024. So Aditya Birla Capital Limited has become the official sponsor of the Team India during the Paris Olympic Games 2024. Next, which bank has recently announced that its board approved the raising of up to 20,000 crore rupees in the current financial year by issuing long-term bonds? It is State Bank of India. Right? SBI has announced their board members' approval for raising 20,000 crore rupees through public issuance or public or private placement during the FY25. Apart from this, also remember SBI, they have raised 5,000 crore rupees through a perpetual bond with a coupon rate of 8.34%. Next, where was the Eurostatory 2024 Defense Exhibition held from 17 to 21st of June 2024? So this was held in Paris, France. Take a note of this. Eurostatory 2024 Defense Exhibition held in Paris, France, and it was from 17th of June to 21st of June. Next is, which of the following points are not correct with respect to the cabinet approvals on 19th of June? So among the following, which is not correct, B is not correct. So B will be the answer. A is correct and C is correct. B is saying that the viability gap funding scheme for offshore wind energy projects with a total outlay of 8,453 crore rupees. Is it correct? No, it is. The actual amount for this funding is 7,453 crore rupees. Both option A and C are rightly mentioned. Next, which ministry has notified the Post Office Act of 2023 became effective from 18th of June? It is Ministry of Communication, right? They have notified this Post Office Act of 2023. It came effective from 18th of June. Now the next question can be asked from this is that it has repealed the which act? That is a 125-year-old act. So it has repealed the Post Office Act of 1898. Next is the website and the mobile application for the third edition of the World Food India were launched during the curtain raiser event held in New Delhi. And World Food India 2024 is an industry-driven exclusive event that is hosted by which organization? So it is hosted by the Ministry of Food and Processing Industries. And this World Food India, the third edition of this will going to be held in New Delhi now in 2024. Correct? It will be hosted by Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Where it will be held location? It will be held at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. And this will be the third edition that you need to remember. Next is the Union Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship partnered with which country to boost India's agriculture sector with emerging skills? It is Australia, right? Australia has partnered with India's Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship that will be boosting and helping in India's agriculture sector to provide skills to the individuals. And here 6 pilot projects are underway, that is in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu and Telangana. Then apart from this, if we are talking about United Kingdom, they have successfully tested the first ever laser weapon, that is Dragonfire. Next is Asian Development Bank has approved a dash policy-based loan to strengthen the health systems in India. So Asian Development Bank has approved $170 million policy-based loan to strengthen the health systems in India. Next, remember, if we talk about $100 million, it was Mahindra Aerostructures Private Limited. They have signed a multi-year deal worth $100 million with Airbus Atlantic Group. Next is which bank has partnered or recently launched the RuPay Wave credit card with UPI powered transactions in collaboration with National Payment Corporation of India? It is Federal Bank, right? Federal Bank has recently launched the RuPay Wave credit card with UPI powered transaction in collaboration with NPCI, that is National Payment Corporation of India. Then if we talk about Indian Bank, this is a public sector bank and they have announced their partnership with Tata Power Solar Systems Limited to promote the solar energy. Then if we talk about Union Bank of India, remember they have raised $500 million, that is close to 4,200 crore rupees from foreign market to fund the overseas business growth. Next is which bank has recently partnered with Ria Money Transfer to offer unique remittance services across rural India. So it is India Post Payments Bank. They have recently partnered with Ria Money Transfer to offer unique remittance services across the rural India. Correct. Then if we talk about Yes Bank here, Yes Bank has partnered with Bengaluru based startup that is La Remit, and it is to create the cross border payment platform to enable MSMEs to conduct international transactions. Then if we talk about HDFC Bank, they have raised $300 million through their first ever sustainable finance bond issuance, as a part of which to raise $750 million through regulation as bonds. So as of which they have just raised $300 million as of now. Next is, according to RBI's June monthly bulletin, India's GDP will be dash in the first quarter of FY25. So according to RBI's monthly bulletin, India's GDP will grow by 7.3% in the first quarter of FY25. And inflation target is close between 4 to 4.5%. Then if we talk about Moody's rating, they projected India to grow by 6.6% according to Moody's. Then 6.8% was projected by International Monetary Fund, and then UNCTAD, they projected India to grow by 6.5%. Next, in June, veteran Bharatanatyam dancer and Padma Bhushan awardee dash passed away. So CV Chandrasekhar, who was a veteran Bharatanatyam dancer and Padma Bhushan awardee, has recently passed away, and he was honored with Padma Bhushan in the year 2011 in the field of arts. Next, okay, one more, remember Arun Kumar Sharma ji. He was a very famous archaeologist and a Padma Shri awardee. He passed away at the age of 91. Next, which of the following persons has won the 2024 Kavli Prize for Astrophysics? So, David Charbonneau and Sarah Sager, they both have won the 2024 Kavli Prize for Astrophysics. Take a note of this. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to UP and Bihar from 18th to 19th of June? If we look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned. PM Modi granted certificates to over 30,000 women from self-help groups as Krishi Sakhis under the Krishi Sakhi Convergence Program. Then he inaugurated the new campus of the Nalanda University near Rajgir, Bihar. This is very important, so take a note of it. Third is, PM has released the 17th installment of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi worth 20,000 crore rupees through direct benefit transfer to around 9.26 crore beneficiary farmers. Next, which airport has recently received a license extension from Directorate General of Civil Aviation, that is DGCA, for a period of next 5 years? So which is that airport? It is Maharshi Valmiki International Airport of Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh has received the license extension from DGCA for the next 5 years. Then remember, if we talk about Begumpur Airport of Hyderabad, Telangana, they have recently received 350 crore rupees for their redevelopment. And if we talk about Cochin International Airport Limited, that is in Kochi, Kerala, they have partnered with Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, and it is to set up the world's first green hydrogen plant, and it will be in the facility of Cochin International Airport Limited. Next is, what rank did India secure on the Worldwide Energy Transition Index released by World Economic Forum? So this was the 63rd rank of India in the Worldwide Energy Transition Index that is released by World Economic Forum, and India ranked 63rd here. Which is the country that secured the first position? So first position was secured by Sweden. On second position was Denmark, and on third position was Finland. Third was Finland. Next is, the Nifty India Tourism Index was launched by Dash to track the performance of stocks from the Nifty 500 index that represent the travel and tourism sector. So the Nifty India Tourism Index was launched by NSE Indices Limited. Right, this will be this tourism index. This will be comprising of the companies that is related to the tourism sector, and this will give us a insight about how the tourism sector of India is growing. Then if we talk about Grow Mutual Fund, this is an AMC asset management company, and they have received the SEBI's approval to launch India's first Nifty non-cyclical consumer index fund. Next, who has recently assumed the charge as the chairman of the Indian Institute of Public Administration for the third consecutive term. So Jitendra Singh, he recently assumed the charge as the chairman of the Indian Institute of Public Administration for the third consecutive term. Right? Then if we talk about Dilip Shanghani, remember IFCO has re-elected Dilip Shanghani as their chairman, correct? And if we talk about Kishore Makwana ji, remember he has assumed the charge as the chairman of the National Commission for Scheduled Caste. Kishore Makwana. Next, name the Indian athlete who has won the gold medal in the men's javelin throw at the Pavo Nurmi Games 2024, a World Athletic Continental Tour gold level event held in Finland. So, who is that Indian athlete here? So, name that Indian athlete. Neeraj Chopra, he is related to javelin throw, right? Or we can say athletics. He is related in athletics. He is related to javelin throw event, and he is from Haryana. He is the person who won the gold medal in the men's javelin throw event at the Pavo Nurmi Games 2024 held in Finland. Correct? And also remember, he is also the brand ambassador for promoting tourism of Indians in Switzerland. Next is who has recently won the title at the 2024 Stepan Avangian Memorial 7th category round robin chess tournament held in Armenia. So Arjun Argesi has recently won the title at the 2024 Stepan Avangian Memorial 17th category round robin chess tournament held in Armenia. If we talk about Magnus Carlsen, he is the world #1 chess player and he has won the freestyle chess GOAT challenge by defeating the Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana of USA. Next is which space companies Thibault satellite have recently completed their maiden mission after finishing 1500 orbit around Earth. So Dhruva Space Private Limited, this is the space company and it has recently completed their maiden missile after finishing 1500 orbit rounds around Earth. Correct? And it is Dhruva Space Private Limited's Thibault satellite that has completed this. Take a note of this. And Dhruva Space Private Limited, it became the first private Indian space tech company that has successfully sent the indigenous developed satellites Thibault 1 and Thibault 2 into orbit. Next, in which country the 29th Conference of Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change is set to be held from 11 to 22nd of November 2024? It is Azerbaijan, right? So 29th Conference of Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change is set to be held in Baku, Azerbaijan. Next is the Government of India has notified that some sections of the Telecommunication Act of 2023 are set to be effective from 26th of June 2024. Next is which of the following points are correct with respect to the 3 new criminal laws that will come into effect on 1st of July. So among the following, all these 3 options are rightly mentioned. The Bharatiya Nyaya Second Sanhita, that is BNS2 Act, BNSSS2 Act and that is Bharatiya Sakshaya Second Abhiniyam Act. So all these 3 will be coming into effect. Next, according to the Huron Research Institute's Ask Private Wealth Huron India Future Unicorn Index report, how many unicorns are there in India as of June 2024? So India is hosting 67 unicorns. What is a unicorn? When a valuation of company is $1 billion. And startups, 25 future unicorns has dropped from this future list. That includes your Rapido, Coup, Dunzo, Paperboard. They were dropped from the list and this is because of the valuation correction and the lack of funding, or we can say the funding winter that is going on in the startup ecosystem. And India is currently home to 67 unicorns, 46 gazelles and 106 cheetahs. Can you tell me what are these gazelles and cheetahs in the comment section? This will be your homework. So I want to give you an insight. We know about unicorns, right? But what are gazelles and cheetahs? Next is name the company that has recently launched India's first ETF dedicated to automotive and EV market. So which is that company that has launched the India's first ETF dedicated to automotive and EV market. It is Mirai Asset Investment Managers Private Limited. They have launched the India's first exchange traded fund dedicated to automotive and electric vehicle market. If we are talking about SBI Mutual Fund, they have acquired a 3% stake equivalent to 20.73 lakh equity shares in Savita Oils Technologies Limited via block deal. Next, according to 2024 World Investment Report, Investment Facilitation and Digital Government published by Dash, India's FDI inflow was at $28 billion in 2023. So according to the World Investment Report, Investment Facilitation and Digital Government published by United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, right? And here India's FDI inflow was $28 billion in 2023. And with this, India's rank in the FDI index has dropped to 15th position in 2023, which was 8th in 2022. And we are seeing a drop of almost 43% in the FDI flow in India. Next, Dash has won the 2024 One World Media Press Freedom Award. That is an annual award presented by One World Media, a UK-based non-profit organization. So it is Bilan Media. They have won the One World Media Press Freedom Award. That is an annual award presented by the One World Media, UK-based non-profit organization. And this was during the 36th edition of the One World Media Awards that was held in United Kingdom. And remember, this Bilan Media, this is the first Somali media team to win this honor. This comprises of women, and this will also promoting the journalism amongst the women in Somalia. Next, which bank has recently received the National Award from Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority for a maximum enrollment under the Atal Pension Yojana? So, Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank, they have recently received the National Award from the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority for a maximum enrollment under the Atal Pension Yojana. Right? Next, who was recently appointed as the chairman and managing director of Bharat Electronics Limited with effect from 20th of June 2024. So who was recently appointed as the chairman and managing director? So Manoj Jain here was appointed as chairman and managing director of Bharat Electronics Limited with effect from 20th of June 2024. Take a note of this. He will be succeeding whom? He will be succeeding Bhanu Prakash Srivastav. If we talk about Rajendra Prasad Goyal, he has assumed the additional charge as the Chairman and Managing Director of NHPC Limited, formerly known as National Hydroelectric Power Corporation. And if we talk about Ravindra Kumar Tyagi, he has assumed the charge as the Chairman and Managing Director of Power Grid. Next, which company has recently signed an MOU with CSIR's NGRI, that is National Geophysical Research Institute for Geophysical Investigation? So which company it is? This will be your homework. Do comment below the answer of this. So that's all for the day, friends. Now let's move to some revision part that will be beneficial in your learning. National Highways Authority of India NHAI is one vehicle, one FASTag norm to discourage the practice of using single FASTag for multiple vehicles or linking multiple FASTags to one vehicle has come into force from Dash. So it has come into force from 1st of April 2024 that only a single FASTag will be used for a single vehicle. Earlier, a single FASTag was used by multiple vehicles. To avoid that, here one vehicle, one FASTag initiative was launched by NHAI. Next is name the company that has recently signed an MOU with National Power Training Institute to establish a center of excellence for research and development in the energy domain. It is PTC India Limited. This is the organization, right? They have signed this memorandum of understanding, and it was NPTI, National Power Training Institute, and this is basically, this MOU was signed to set up a center of excellence for research and development in the energy domain. Next is which company has recently signed a contract with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to supply 6 sets of LM2500 gas turbines GT and GT auxiliaries tools for the Indian Army's next generation missile vessel project. So which is that company? It is Cochin Shipyards Limited, right? They have recently signed the contract with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for the supply of 6 sets of LM2500 gas turbines, GT auxiliaries tools, and these are for the Indian Navy's next generation missile vessel project, and it is Cochin Shipyard Limited. Next is, which company has recently launched the portal Samman for its former employees to manage medical claims, view personal profiles and application status online? Which is it? It is NMDC Limited. Right? NMDC Limited, they have launched the portal Samman for the former employees to manage their medical claims, to settle their medical claims, right? If they have any issue regarding it, to settle those, and also to provide personal profiles online. It is NMDC. Next, name the program that has recently launched by ISRO to encourage youngsters to choose the field of space science and technology. So the program launched by ISRO here is START 2024, and it was launched by ISRO. What does this START 20 basically full form of START? It is Space Science and Technology Awareness Training. Right? Space Science and Technology Awareness Training. This is your START. Right? This is an introductory level online training program to encourage the youngsters to choose the field of space science and technology. And this START program will be conducted during April and May 2024. The program here will be targeting the students who are doing postgraduate and the final year of the undergraduate courses in the physical science and technology. Next, according to the data released by Ministry of Defence in April, the Indian defence sector has recorded the highest ever defence export of dash in FY24. So India has recorded the highest ever export, that is the highest ever defence export of 21,083 crore rupees. Right? Take a note of this. Important. We know that now India is shifting from importing the defence technology to exporting the defense technology, where we used to give the contracts to different parts of the world, different countries for the technology. Now India is giving those contracts to the Indian companies so that we do not have to rely on the import of those technology. Now what is happening is, with the manufacturing done of all these technology in India only, we will be able to easily export this technology also to different parts of the world. And one such example is BrahMos, that is being exported to Philippines. Next, new electric mobility promotion scheme of 2024 under the Ministry of Heavy Industries came into effect on 1st of April. What is the total outlay for EMPS 2024? Now what is this EMPS? EMPS stands for Electric Mobility Promotion Scheme. I repeat, Electric Mobility Promotion Scheme. Right? This new electric mobility promotion scheme under the Ministry of Heavy Industries, and it came into effect from 1st of April. This is also important. Question is, what is the total outlay of this scheme? So it is 500 crore rupees. Correct? Take a note of this. Next, in which state the Indian Air Force has recently launched Gagan Shakti, a 10-day war exercise? So this Gagan Shakti, what is the location where this was held? Question asked is this. So it was held in Rajasthan. Gagan Shakti, right? Indian Air Force, they have launched a 10-day long exercise, Gagan Shakti, and this was in the Pokhran field firing range of Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. Here, Indian Army is providing logistic support, including passenger trains named Sanyukta Express. Next, which state's Department of Post has recently released a special cover to commemorate 250 years of the release of copper tickets, the world's first postal tickets? It is Bihar. Right? Bihar State Department of Post has recently released a special cover to commemorate the 250 years of the release of the copper ticket, that the world's first postal ticket. The copper ticket was first issued from Patna, Bihar in March 1774. Next, name the organization that has recently signed an MOU with the Quality Council of India to enhance the awareness and participation in the MSME competitive lean scheme. So which is that organization? It is Laghu Udyog Bharti. Right, this is the name of the organization that has signed a memorandum of understanding with the QCI, that is Quality Council of India, to enhance the awareness and participation in the MSME competitive lean scheme. correct, as a nodal officer, as one nodal officer will be selected from each organization that will serve as a single point of contact for all these MCLS related issues in order to facilitate the seamless implementation. Next is, which company has recently partnered with Press Trust of India under their third party fact checking program in India to establish a dedicated fact checking unit? It is Meta Platform, earlier known as Facebook. They have recently partnered with PTI, Press Trust India, that is India's largest news agency, and they will be establishing a dedicated fact checking unit. Next, which ministry has recently mandated the linking of the central government health scheme, that is CGHS beneficiary ID, with Ayushman Bharat health account ID with effect from 1st of April? So which is that ministry that is working towards this setting up of this Abha ID? Correct, it is Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and under this CGHS scheme or CGHS ID will be now linked with Abha account or Abha ID, right? Next, which state or union territory's municipal corporation has recently extended the last date for geotagging of properties until 30th of June 2024? So it is Delhi. Delhi's municipal corporation has recently extended the last date for geotagging of properties until 30th of June 2024. Next, name the institute that has recently partnered with HP India to empower students in navigating the intricacies of environmental social governance framework. So, which is that institute? It is Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs, right? This has partnered with HP India to empower the students in navigating the intricacies of the environment ESG framework, right? Why it is important, what are the things that they should take care of it, and so on. Apart from this, remember, under this program 100% scholarship will be offered to 75 candidates to pursue advanced education in this environment social governance framework. Next, which Indian Institute of Management has recently prepared the report synchronizing energy transitions towards possible net zero for India, affordable and clean energy for all to achieve India's net zero targets? So, which IIM? It is IIM Ahmedabad, right? On 3rd April, a report was released by IIM Ahmedabad, that is in Gujarat, and this report is a basically it talks about the affordable and clean energy, that why there is a need for it, and the target of government of India to achieve the net zero targets. Then we are seeing that the rise in temperature because of global warming, climate change. So in order to conserve that and adopt the sustainable development goals, right, this IIM has released this report. So question asked is that which IIM? It is IIM Ahmedabad, that is located in which state? It is in Gujarat. Next, in April, Government of India announced a plan to build the first privately managed strategic petroleum reserve by Dash. So it is our Government of India. They are planning to build the first ever privately managed strategic petroleum reserve, and it will be built by 2030, right? And this project has invited bids for constructing of 2.5 million tons of underground storage that will be at Padur in Karnataka.